Hey there, thanks for tuning in. So, if you're like me, a Tesla owner or generally an EV owner, you might be quite familiar with the phrasing which is range anxiety. Well, if you're a Tesla owner, you don't really have that because you have a longer range than others and then you have those supercharger networks. You don't really have to worry about it. But me, as a Tesla owner, I've actually experienced range anxiety for the past hour or so. So I do want to share a little bit about this experience, like what it is like, how we deal with it, and maybe that will help you when you are in a circumstance like this. So without further ado, let's dive into what happened. Well, firstly, I do have a few points to make. I'm currently living in Shanghai, which is under Tesla China. We have a gigafactory here, which is called Giga Shanghai, like very obviously. And then my car is a 2020 Tesla Model 3 long-range rear-wheel drive, which by now you might know that it is actually the longest range car in the Model 3 fleet ever. Doesn't mind if it's produced in US or China, it's actually the longest range car. And that one was removed from their webpage in 2021, like the first day of 2021. So right now you only got the choice from Standard Range Plus, which actually contains the lithium phosphate battery, I believe, the lithium ion phosphate. Yeah, and then the other option you could choose is basically Model 3 Performance. This car has got an NEDC range up to 668 kilometers according to Tesla China, but a lot of you guys might be familiar with this, like NEDC stands for not even darn close. Though whatever, this is actually the longest range Tesla Model 3 we have here, or I should say we had here. And then the story starts when I was backing my car into the parking space, I accidentally hit kind of like the protecting stuff on the side that actually ripped off a little bit of the paint. So that's when I decided, oh god, this is like a brand new car for me. It's only like 2 months old. I was thinking about, Jesus Christ, how can I deal with this? The thing is that I have a friend who works in the automotive industry that actually does like little repairs or stuff. So my decision is basically handing the car over to him and he basically fixes for me. But one thing I didn't really notice when I was handing the car over to him is that there's only 120 kilometers range left. I generally just ignored that. And then that really leads to a problem because his workshop was like 60 kilometers away from where I live. And then, you know, in winter like this, especially in Shanghai, if you really want to know how cold it is, it's basically Vancouver, the same kind of climate in Vancouver. So it really just takes about like a day or so to repair the painting stuff. And then he recommended me to do a coating for the car, which I accepted. That is really where the problem begins to appear. Because like that workshop is again like 20 kilometers away from his one. So he just takes that and drives to that workshop. And then he sends me a notice that, oh god, you've only got like 60 kilometers range left. And I was like, I didn't really notice that. As my car is being coated, the workers actually just left the music and AC on. And just in case, my car is a 2020 Tesla, so it doesn't have the heat pump. So if you're turning your AC on, it's just shrinking the range. Like, seriously, that's a huge shrink in the range. When I turn on my phone to check, it just dropped 30 kilometers of range. Then, you know, it turns out to be what I was talking about, the range anxiety stuff. Like, I cannot charge it, and then it's only got like 30 kilometers on a range. Obviously, I can't make it home, and it was like 6 p.m. and then all the superchargers are full. So it was a big struggle for me. And fortunately, when I actually get there and there was actually a home charger, like just 2 kilometers away, it belongs to one of the hotels. and then I asked for permission to charge. And I just went up to 170 kilometers and I just drove it home because I don't want to spend time right there. I have a home charger at home. But the thing is that if you get into those circumstances, how can you actually deal with it? So if you're in China, there's another EV maker called NIO. You might heard of them because they do the battery swapping thing, but they actually do offer another service called NIO Power, which they basically convert a few Ford vans into huge power banks, and then they just send them around to charge electric vehicles. So if you're really in an emergency circumstance like this, you can call them, you pay them a few hundred kwai or RMB, they will do it for you. They could charge all electric vehicles, Teslas, Neos, X-Bands, or anything. But if you're bored, I think you have to plan this thing a little bit forward, because I was like, I can't wait to fix it, you know? So the thing is that you have to plan for it when your car is only having 38 kilometers. I mean, that's kind of my fault. I should have charged it before handing it to my friend. And then I should have charged it before I hand it over to my friend. And then the other thing is that the workers really shouldn't be turning on the AC and music all the time while they're working on a car. That is another thing. So next time, if you have any kind of work to be done on your car, just keep in mind to tell people, please, just keep the AC and music off. That saves battery a lot. That's the whole story about this. Hope you enjoyed this video, and smash the like button and subscribe. I'll see you later. Bye!